Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing when you do, or if you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates, then immediately check out Keith at 93 Lumber, spelled out. I'll add him in the description box below. What's up, Keith?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good, man. This beer is also courtesy of Keith, so thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's Free Will, so we know it's going to be delicious. And it's a collab between Free Will and Novalis. You think Novalis?
Novalis is my. It could be any of those.
No, probably is Novalis. I bet you're right.
Novalis is my first instinct.
Yeah, no, I bet you're right. Ancient Alchemy. It's a Kulmbach style dark lager, which Keith was telling me before we started recording, is a place in Germany, and there's a brewery there. It's 5.8% ABV, and Novalis is out of Syracuse, New York, up my way, kind of. I have heard of this brewery. Yeah.
I don't know if we reviewed it together, but I think it was last year, they did the Doppelbock collab with them. I think I gave you one.
Yeah, I remember like the Syracuse, because I grew up like 40 minutes from Syracuse, so it's like on my mind. But yeah, so great can art as always from Free Will. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I think Free Will and how did I say it was probably pronounced Novalis?
Novalis, yeah.
They do. I guess they do a dark beer collab every year.
Okay.
From my understanding.
Oh, that's cool.
This is this year's.
Very cool. I got almost exactly 2 finger ahead on mine.
I got exactly 1 finger.
This reminds me of like especially when I hold it off camera to a light, very cola kind of color.
Yeah, it's like a reddish brown.
Exactly. Here, I'll do it that way so it's a little better on camera. Yeah, I mean definitely this reddish brown. It's it never seems to get quite black. Definitely dark brown to me.
Yeah. It looks darker on camera.
Yes, yeah, and I'm trying.
When you hold yours at a certain angle, I can see a little red, unless that's just something in the reflection. But
definitely down this way.
But yeah,
you can see a little bit of red, at least in real life. And the head is a darker khaki kind of color.
Yep.
Yeah. The because people are watching typically, so they know what it looks like. How about the aroma, Keith? And I'll let you go first this time with the aroma.
All right. Nutty, but there's like a sweetness that is also giving like brown sugar, but it also reminds me of those like honey roasted peanuts.
Dude, you took my descriptor. I don't think you saw my gesturing, like with the people watching. Like you started talking, I'm like, okay, the first thing I got was sweet nuttiness, and then the second thing was like those street peanuts. But then I'm like, nah, not quite that sweet. But yeah, oh, that's so funny. Yeah, because it has a really nice nuttiness to it. But there's too much sweetness to just say nuts, like a generic nuttiness, because there is. Now, for me, I can smell the fermentation, like that, like lagered thing. But you drink more of them.
Little lager funk or whatever.
Yeah, which I think I'm more susceptible to, because I don't drink lagers quite as much.
Yeah, it's like it comes off a little like sulfury-ish.
Oh,
it's not like huge, but
no, but good note, dude. I get, not like in a barrel aged way, but I get a little bit of this wood. Sometimes I call it like wet mulch. It's, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
5% of the aroma. It's not like a dominant thing. It's one of the harder to find, but I think it's there.
Yeah, it's got like an earthy thing.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the aroma before we get into the taste?
I don't think so.
I mean, we got to do
Cheers.
it. Clink. All right. Cheers. Thanks again for the beer.
Cheers. Yeah. Okay, so before we started the video, I was like, I think Sean said it was like a hoppy dark lager, but that is wrong.
I wouldn't say hoppy. I mean, it has hops in it, obviously, but it's not like a hoppy beer. Like that's not the first thing that my mind goes to. It's a little prickly. I don't know if it's because we mentioned soda before. Like I get kind of like that prickliness. Not as intense as a soda. I think it follows the aroma pretty well. A lot of the stuff we said the aroma I get there, different intensities, but I think that stuff's all there.
Yeah, it's weird because like, well, specifically about the nutty thing. Hold on, let me.
Well, I'm curious. I have a thought about that, which I've already alluded to, but I'm wondering what you're going to say.
So where the nutty thing is, it like there's less of that like honey roasted peanut thing in the taste because the nutty thing is later and the sweetness is more up front. It's more earthy up front. It's more of that like kind of
an earthy sweetness. Yeah. So I like what you just said, and I think that's actually better than what I was going to say, but I'll still say my thought. It's less. We're saying the same thing, like we're circling the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's less nutty in the taste than the aroma, but you better articulated why that is. Because like in the aroma, you're getting almost like everything at once because it's like one whiff, whereas in the taste, there's like different parts of it happening, and it's there. But yeah, it's like not the whole experience, which the aroma kind of led me to think it was going to be like just like a nut brown ale almost, like a nut brown, lager, not ale. And I think if someone likes a nut brown ale, this would be up their alley. Don't get me wrong, but but it's not a 1-to-1, either.
I get like almost a grapiness, like in the sweetness.
I could see it like for me, red grapes specifically, but yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's a better, because it's not like super fruity, but there is like a something in there. I don't know if grape is the right thing or not.
To me,
the first thing I thought of.
I think I know what you're saying. Like it's almost like it's red grape on the path. This is like a descriptor thing I'll use. It's like it's not this, but it's like starting the journey to that thing. It's like red grape starting the journey towards red wine. Like it's not red wine tasting, but it's a little bit towards that. I get the slightest chocolate, like cocoa specifically, not like Hershey's chocolate bar, but like just a slight cocoa-ness to it. There was one other thing I was gonna say that I was getting. Oh, it's not cinnamony, but it's like some other fall kind of spice, like maybe just a little bit of like nutmeg or clove. It's definitely not cinnamon.
Oh,
but there's like a little something, a less obvious one to me.
Yeah. I'm not super up on my spices, but I would say it's either like a nutmeg or an allspice kind of thing.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Because like I know what clove tastes enough. Like clove, I can identify. Yeah. It's not clove. It's not cinnamon.
No. Yeah, it's one of the.
I like that allspice or nutmeg. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, this is for me always a good reminder. Like just because this is a relatively low ABV lager, it's not lacking flavor. It's not lacking complexity. It's not like it's got big stuff. It's and we didn't even say this is a really good beer also. Like this just, like this tastes good.
Yes.
So like that sip, I did get a little bit more grape, like not full on grape juice, but something closer to that actually. So that's kind of interesting. Up front when it's sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
Now my mind's going to like a mulled, not like a mulled wine, but like a mulled grape juice almost, because of like the little spice thing I'm getting, a little bit of the grape thing I'm getting. Anything else about the taste? I mean, it's got a lot going on. I just want to make sure we're doing it justice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of different ways to describe the things we were saying. Maybe even better ways to describe the things we were talking about. But I think we covered pretty much everything. It the only thing we didn't say is it dries out a little bit in the finish.
Yeah.
But
which is super nice, because not that it starts cloyingly sweet, but it starts relatively sweet. So it's kind of nice to like have that transition and finish a little drier. It's a little earthy. Yeah. It's a little not quite caramel, but like there's like caramelized sugar. I mean, it is just like it's really nice. All right. Well, if we got nothing else to say, I guess we'll wrap it up. Keith, one more time, thank you for the beer. I really appreciate it, brother. Everyone watching, you should already have subscribed to Keith by now. But in case you haven't, it's 93 Lumber spelled out. I'll add him in the description box below. Make sure you check him out, subscribe to his channel. Instagram, he's 93 Lumber on there as well. As always, once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews, both of those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, Keith. Oops. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.